Introversion is not a one-size-fits-all. Even among reflective souls, there are different ways introversion shows up in everyday life. Understanding your type or noticing it in the people around you can help you honor your energy, your pace, and the way you move through the world. Some introverts are social, enjoying connection in meaningful doses. Some carry a heightened awareness of the world around them, sensing tension and emotions long before others do. And there are those who move through life with caution and careful observation. Each type brings something unique to the world, and recognizing your tendencies can help you feel more understood. Social introverts enjoy people and connection, but in carefully measured doses. They can be lively, engaging, and funny when they feel safe, yet large crowds or constant social interactions can leave them feeling completely drained and exhausted. You might notice a social introvert at a small diner with close friends, laughing, connecting, sharing stories, and enjoying the warmth of the moment, yet quietly slipping away afterward to read a book, take a walk, or recharge in solitude. At work, social introverts often excel in collaborative projects or small team meetings where their insights and humor naturally shine, but they can feel drained at networking events, large conferences, or environments that require constant social interaction. Social introverts often live in a balance between wanting connection with others and needing time to retreat. They enjoy meaningful conversations and feeling emotionally close to others, but they also recognize when their energy begins to fade. They are the ones who will stay fully present in a conversation, listening deeply and making others feel heard, yet later they need time in solitude to process, reflect, and return to themselves. Their need for solitude is not a sign of loneliness. For them, it's restoration. Their friendships are fewer, but deeply meaningful. Social introverts are extremely intentional with their energy. They notice small details, remember what matters to the people they care about, and they show up in kind, steady ways. They don't need constant interaction to feel connected, but when they choose to invest in someone, they do so with their whole heart. For them, the quality of connection will always matter more than the quantity. If you are close to a social introvert, you may notice they don't always reach out first or maintain daily communication, yet their loyalty runs deep. They are the friend who will sit with you during difficult moments, remember conversations you forgot you shared, and offer a sense of calm presence that feels grounding and safe. Their connection may be quieter, but it's sincere, enduring, and built on genuine care. Thinking introverts live vividly in their own minds. They reflect, observe, and process life with intensity. You may notice a thinking introvert sitting in a cafe, observing people, noticing patterns, and weaving together dreams and ideas in their mind. They often replay conversations, reflect on experiences, and analyze situations before responding. This deep reflection allows them to respond thoughtfully and insightfully in almost any situation. Thinking introverts often live in a delicate balance between experiencing life outwardly and processing it internally. They move through the world absorbing details others may overlook, piecing together emotions, conversations, and experiences long after they have happened. They are often the ones who listen more than they speak, and not because they have nothing to say, but because they are carefully considering meaning, intention, and truth. Their time alone is where clarity and creativity come alive. It's where they make sense of their emotions, their relationships, and the world around them. Their need for solitude is not withdrawal from the world. For them, it's a time for deep inner reflection. At work, thinking introverts may remain quiet during a meeting while carefully absorbing information, and then later offer an insight that surprises others with its depth and clarity. They may write or create art to process their thoughts and emotions. In relationships, they show love through listening, thoughtful gestures, and meaningful guidance. Small actions such as remembering a birthday or simply being present in a moment of need often carry more weight for a thinking introvert than any big gesture. Their energy is grounded in thoughtfulness, and they feel most alive when exploring ideas, dreams, creative ventures, and connecting with others through meaningful conversations. Their friendships are often fewer, but profoundly meaningful. Thinking introverts take time to open their inner world to others because their thoughts, emotions, and reflections for them feel deeply personal. When they do trust someone enough to share that space, their connection is lasting. They may not always respond quickly or express themselves immediately, but their love shows through attentiveness, emotional depth, and a loyalty that remains steady over time. If you are close to a thinking introvert, you may notice that they take time to process conversations or emotions before responding. They are the friend who helps you see things from another perspective and offers thoughtful wisdom when you need it most. Their presence may be a bit reserved, but it's grounding and insightful. Anxious introverts are deeply attuned to the energy of the world around them. They notice subtle shifts in tone, mood, or behavior and often anticipate outcomes before others do. For instance, they may arrive at a family gathering prepared for potential tension or notice when a friend is quietly struggling before anyone else realizes it. This heightened awareness allows them to respond thoughtfully and empathetically, but it can also feel heavy as they carry not just their own emotions, but sometimes the emotions of those around them as well. Anxious introverts often move through life with a heightened sense of awareness that rarely switches off. They tend to scan their environment for emotional cues, shifts in atmosphere, and unspoken tension. This sensitivity can make them incredibly intuitive and perceptive, but it can also leave them feeling mentally and emotionally exhausted. They often replay interactions in their mind, wondering if they said the right thing or if they missed something important. Their need for reassurance is not weakness. For them, it is an attempt to regulate an inner world that processes life more deeply than most. At work, anxious introverts excel in detail-oriented tasks, foreseeing challenges and navigating complex situations where foresight is required. In friendships, they are deeply loyal and protective. They may step back when they feel unsafe or overwhelmed to protect their own emotional well-being. When they feel secure, however, they offer a level of emotional insight and empathy that is rare. They notice what's unspoken, respond to needs others may not even realize exist, and create spaces where those they care about can feel truly seen and heard. Their friend circle is often smaller, but deeply rooted in trust and emotional safety. Anxious introverts tend to be cautious about who they allow into their world because they experience connection so intensely. When they feel safe with someone, their loyalty runs deep, and they become incredibly supportive, compassionate, and attentive. They often show their love by checking in during difficult times, offering reassurance, and standing beside the people they care about when life feels overwhelming. If you are close to an anxious introvert, you may notice they sometimes withdraw or need space after emotionally intense situations. Their need for distance is not rejection, however, it's self-preservation. They just know what they need. Their presence may feel sensitive, but it's deeply nurturing, perceptive, and strong. Restrained introverts approach life with caution and intention. They observe before speaking, reflect before acting, and move deliberately. A restrained introvert at work may stay silent during a meeting and later share a carefully considered idea that impresses everyone with its precision and insight. They do not feel the need to be the center of attention, but their thoughtful presence often guides and reassures others. Restrained introverts often take time to warm up to new environments, people, and experiences. They prefer to understand their surroundings before fully engaging, allowing themselves space to observe and process what feels safe and aligned. They tend to think through decisions carefully, weighing emotional, practical, and intuitive factors before moving forward. In friendships, restrained introverts are deeply reliable. They are consistent, patient, and their steady presence brings a sense of safety and comfort. They do not rush decisions, nor do they act impulsively. Their quiet strength often inspires trust and stability for those around them. In relationships, they offer depth rather than breadth, choosing carefully who they allow in their life. They prioritize meaningful connections and approach things on their own terms, aligned with their beliefs and values. Their careful observation and intentional actions make them influential in ways that are subtle yet impactful. Their friendships are often built slowly, but they are deeply dependable once formed. Restrained introverts may take time to fully open up, but when they do, their loyalty and consistency create a sense of emotional safety for those they care about. They show love through reliability, thoughtful decision-making, and being present during important moments. They may not express themselves loudly or impulsively, but their love and energy are steady and grounded. If you are close to a restrained introvert, you may notice they prefer calm, meaningful connections over fast-paced or unpredictable interactions. They may take longer to share their thoughts or feelings, but when they do, their words are thoughtful and deeply considered. They are the friend who remains steady during uncertainty and who brings a sense of calm stability to the lives of those around them. Which type of introvert feels most like you? Do you relate most to the social, thinking, anxious, or restrained introvert? You may even recognize yourself in more than one. Many introverts carry traits from multiple types depending on their experiences and environment. There is no single way to be an introvert. Where do you see yourself in these descriptions, and which parts feel most familiar to your own inner world? Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Quiet Minds. If it resonated with you, feel free to share it with someone who might need to hear it too. And as always, take care of your beautiful heart.